Orly, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. We met at last week's BNI meeting, and I just wanted to say I had a wonderful time chatting with you and learning a little bit more about your office. And as I mentioned, that's kind of my background. That was my job, was to manage physicians' practices, so it's very near and dear to my heart. But I wanted to go ahead and create this video to give you an idea of how Conviva is stacking up against your competition online and to give you some steps that you can take to improve things. So, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking for three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things I'm going to be talking about. Now, content just refers to the words and images on your site. Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount, it's going to really depend on the competition and also the number of keywords needed. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's look at what a search might look like. So I went over to Chrome, to my Google browser, and typed in senior primary care, since that does seem to be your mission. Now what you will see is Google's constantly changing things around. Normally, the results are going to be below the map, but we're starting off with some HCA, some Baptist Health, and some Centerwell. And then you've got some questions, and then Centerwell again, but then you get this map. So a lot of times this is at the top of the page. This is what we call the map pack. The top three listed here are going to get the most traffic because they are super easy to find and they're listed usually right at the top. The way to get into these top three is to first, you got to have one of the profiles. Got to make sure it's filled out as completely and accurately as possible. And then the third thing is you want to make sure that you've got your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So things like Yelp and Yellow Pages. The more times that you have that happen, name, address, phone number, appear in a directory, the more power it gives your profile. Because every place you do that is considered a citation. The idea really is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet, and the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now below the map is what we call the organic results, and that just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three or both, you're going to capture the majority of the business. Now, I pulled up your website here, the Conviva website. It's very clean looking. It looks, you've got some good pictures. Love that. Kind of call out what you do. And you focus on the fact that it really is all about seniors. That your pictures align with that as well. But there's not a ton of words on here. And in fact, when I plugged your website into a word counter, I get that there's about 432 words. So you've definitely got room to grow and room to target keywords that people are looking for. Now, based on that Google search, the top three competitors were really HCA and Baptist Health, and then there was another one called Centerwell. Well, HCA is very much an entire health organization. It doesn't specialize in seniors, but I did go ahead and pull that stuff. We'll look at it in a second. And the same goes for Baptist Health. But the business that seemed to be most closely aligned to you was Centerwell. And in fact, it looks very, very similar to your website. But let's take a look under the hood. So when I am looking at a website and I want to analyze how it's doing, I use a tool called Ahrefs. And what that allows me to see is how much traffic you're getting, like how many keywords are you being found for. And so I can actually see that you're doing really well and you're getting about 24,000 visitors per month. That is being driven from about 9.8, so 9,800 keywords. However, when I drill down into those keywords, I can see that the majority of them really have to do with your name. So what you want to do is be found, if possible, for keywords that are more buyer intent, if you will. You want to be found by people that don't already know who you are. So if somebody's searching for your name, they probably already know who you are and what you do. If I actually eliminate through this tool, and let's just say if I eliminate Conviva from this search, you can see it drops down a number of the keywords, and it still is related to the doctors that you've got, addresses, not necessarily primary care for seniors or senior health care. You're not getting a lot of traffic for those kinds of keywords, but so that I can show you what this really means. It's like for your name, I can see that Conviva is being searched 7,400 times per month. You guys are in the second position for that. So that term alone is getting you 713 keywords. Now, like I said, the HCA and the Baptist really is more of a health system, not necessarily just primary care. And so I want to instead show you more about how CenterWell compares. So if I look at CenterWell and I look at their traffic, now they've got less traffic than you do, and less keywords really. But if I do the same thing to them and I eliminate the name of their company, so CenterWell, and then also CenterWell, because I noticed that it was done both ways, I can see that, again, they've got the same issue you do where a lot of doctors' names, but here's something: doctors who come to your home, or senior primary care near me, primary care center near me. These are all different kind of buyer intent keywords that I would want to see you being found for as well. But I could tell, for example, senior primary care near me, that's being searched 150 times per month. They're in the second spot for that. So that term is getting them 61 visits per month. But you can see what a difference it makes to truly target those words, those keywords that people are already using. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. So backlink is just a clickable link via like text or hyperlinked from one website coming back to another. These links act like an endorsement of your website from other websites and other businesses that Google uses to build trust, because it sees these businesses vouching for you. But it's not just a popularity contest, because Google judges those links. They want to see things that are relevant to your industry. They want to see things that are local. They want those links to be powerful in their own right. So this tool I use tries to judge it just and mimic the way that Google's algorithm would judge it. And instead of looking at one backlink per one backlink and comparing that, one to another, you can't, because you can't judge that relevancy and that power, etc. So instead, we assign a score. So these two scores right here are judging your backlink profile on a scale of 0 to 100. The domain, the DR rating being overall your entire domain, where do you stand? You sit at about a 37 on that scale. And for the home page, you're at about a 19. If we go back and look over at the CenterWell, we can see that they're at about a 46 for the domain and about a 24 for their home page. Now, when all of those things come together, that's when your content, so your backlinks, your citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher. And more customers and clients and patients will find you. I hope this information has been helpful. I would love to hear feedback, because I really do want these videos to be helpful. If you find yourself wanting to learn more, feel free to reach out. I can help and see if I can maybe put together some more information for you. But bottom line, we can talk about the goals for Conviva, and if there's anything that we can do to help you to further those goals. Again, hope this was helpful. Would love some feedback. My name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching.